Okay everybody, so right now I'm going to show you how to do the 4-thread stafy stitch. So I have to re-thread the machine to do this. So right now I'm going to remove my needles. And I'm going to put the needle at the back with in the B position. I'm going to tighten the needle, make sure it's in, and tighten it. Okay. Second needle I'm going to place is in the D position, and that's the cover stitch. And I'm going to place it in the front. Open it so it could go in. Okay, now I got it in. Now I'm going to tighten it. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to thread the B needle, which is this one, this needle at the back. So I'm going to take my yellow thread and thread the machine. I'm not going to use the black thread, so I'm going to remove it. Okay, what I have to show you is very important, because if you don't thread it properly, you're not going to get it the stitch the way you want it. We're doing the 4 stafy stitch, and right now I am going to thread on my blue right here, second row, using this yellow thread. Gotta make sure. Let's move this thread out so it won't cause no confusion. Okay, I'm taking the yellow thread and I'm placing it here, and it's gonna go in the first spot, and I'm placing it here, and it's gonna go here in the first one. Got that? And it's gonna go right here in the first. And it's gonna go here, and it's gonna go at the needle going at the back. Okay, right now I'm putting the thread through the needle. There you have it. It's already threaded the first needle. So now I'm going to thread the second needle, and I'm going to use the red thread. start using the red thread. So you just place it underneath the disc right here. And you make sure it goes through the tension, like I'm doing right here. Make sure it's inside the tension. Through those discs. Okay, I got it through the tension. I want to make sure my yellow thread and then I'm going to take this, put it in the middle part because we're doing the cover stitch. And make sure this time it's going inside the middle right here. And it's going to go through this needle that's coming forward towards us, which is the D needle. So right now I threaded the second needle, which is the needle in front of us. So just remember the yellow thread, you thread the needle behind you and you start in that area, the first, and right there, that's the yellow thread. And the red thread, you only thread the middle part, and you should have no problems. Okay, I just want to remind everyone, when you're threading your machine, you gotta make sure your thread goes between these plates. It's supposed to make like a click or a snap, like you're supposed to feel it going in, because if it's not thread properly, it's not gonna work. They have these little discs inside the machine and the thread gotta go through it, so you know that it's been threaded properly. Right now, you can see I got also right here, this thread is going behind this one, and this thread is going inside this hole. So the next step I want to do is I want to change the tension to I. When we start the 4-thread stay-free stitch. Okay, so because we're doing the 4 stay-free stitch, I will have to do a couple of changes to the machine in terms of threading it. Right now I don't have on my knife, so I need to make sure my knife is on. And I'm going to move the R back to the end position here. And as you can see, doesn't fit like before, so I need to remove this and replace it with this. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to lift this right here up, slide it out, and slide this back in. Make sure it's over and it slides in. It clicks. Everything so far so good. Oh, I heard something fall. Alright, so as you could also see, I got this up. Now, this is when you want to do, remember, cover stitching, like your double stitch and your triple stitch. I don't need to do that no more, so I need to put it back to the L. And for me to move this right here has to go all the way to the right. So I'm going to turn my wheel and get it as far to the right as possible and move this down. Up and down. Really easy. Now, if you could see the machine, good. I already have my cover stitch threaded, which anywhere you see the brown dots. So I'm not going to rethread it, but I am going to have to rethread the red right here. Anywhere there's red dots, I'm going to have to rethread that part to begin stitching. So I'm going to use this black thread right here. Make sure we put the thread to the furthest to us. Make sure it goes under the plate. Make sure it goes through this. So it could go through the tension. Make sure it's inside. Okay, it's there. And it goes through here. Once we put it through the tension, as well. This white thread, this is when you thread all the brown stitches. Okay, so everything is threaded, so we're ready to begin sewing. So I'm going to close this back up and start sewing. Okay, now I'm going to put the fabric under the pressure foot. I already put down my pressure foot, so I'm going to begin sewing. So as you can see, it's sewed pretty good, no problems. the back and the front. I just want to let y'all know that y'all could get the same results of this stitch by moving this needle to the A position. If you want this to look more wider, the serging.